Sorry, I had to cut that short earlier because I didn't realise how long I was talking for, and the time I could arrive had lapsed, so I wanted to get there, a little bit early. Anyway, whatever happened well, because I arrived and I had a 3.5 hour block, but I only had 19 parcels, 19, so it was super easy. It's now 2:35. I started at 1:30 and I was finished by like 2:20, so it took less than an hour, which is quite good, which is really good. So I've just logged on to Delivery to see whether I can get a shopping trip to fill up the rest of the day, but if I can't, I can't, but I'm gonna give it a go and see. I can't remember where I was in talking, so I'll just start over. And it was about whether the cages are sort of like segregated into route or not, on how it is. So I'll start from the beginning. So the cage itself isn't organised by route, but you'll find that the majority of your parcels are in like silver grey bags, at my one anyway. I'm sure it's the same everywhere. And then on your route page, which you scan, which looks like this, you scan the QR code here. This isn't from today, this is from another day. I always rip them off the trolley and scan it in my van, in the car, sorry, on the boot, because if you got lots of sunlight, sometimes it doesn't scan very well, and then it's easier to scan. Also, it saves the people a job of ripping it off, and it's good for demonstrations like this. And you got a bit of scrap paper as well, so you're quite lucky. Yeah. So on the route code like this, I know I'm doing it quite far away, so I don't have to blur it out because I don't know how to do that. Then you'll see there's 3 different lines here. Each line corresponds to a different sort code of your parcels, not sort code like postcode, because it's a bit different. And then here it shows the different codes which your parcels will have. So for example, on this one, it's they all start H17, and then it's 2D, 1C and 4D. So theoretically you would have 3 bags, like sacks of parcels and envelopes and all that sort of stuff, and each one will correspond to one of the sort codes. So when you come to organise your parcels, that's how I do it. So the first sort code would be the first side of the boot, the second in the middle, and then the third on the other side. You'll find usually that one sort code might have a lot more than the others. Yeah, so this one was 18 for the first one, 13 and 13 on that one. And then you'll also have loose ones, but you'll find that each parcel has a driver aid sticker on it, which basically has the sort code on it. And then in big letters is the N2 alphanumeric code, 2C, 4D, etc. When you watch the videos, they talk about this alphanumeric code, and that's what they talk about. It's the driver aid. I think it's because it's the videos are for anywhere in the world. It's a bit different region by region. So for example, here in the UK, we get the driver aid sticker for the first, like, I don't know, for ages, until I started doing it recently. I didn't realise that was the alphanumeric code, so I was just pinning the parcels in any way, shape or form. But now I know, obviously, that's how you divide them, so it makes it a lot easier, And then I put the book folders and the small things in my front seat, and then I put the poly bags, which are like the plastic wrapped goods, on my boot shelf. Because then when it says poly bag, because when you do your delivery, it will say the parcel ID, then below it will say what sort of parcel it is, where it's an extra large box, medium box, small box, envelope or book folder. It's quite good to decipher those two, because then when you're looking on your side seat, you can, if it says envelope for one whatever lane, you can just then look through the envelopes and not the book folders as well, so that theoretically saves you half the time. Also, if there's, let's say, 2 sort codes, I'll put one on the seat and then one on the floor, then it's even less to sort through. Anyway, and then I put the poly bags on the boot shelf thing, so they're easy to find. And also a little tip which is quite useful is that sometimes you get parcels which don't fall into any of these categories, and usually it's because they're in the packaging from the supplier. So let's say it's a box of paper that isn't in Amazon packaging, that won't have a that won't be labelled as a box or a book folder, etc. It will just say the parcel ID and then no description of it. So I always put those things right at the front of the boot, so when you open it, they're right there. You also find that this happens if the parcel has, you'll notice when you start doing Amazon, maybe you've started already, there's two different types of sticker which has the address and stuff on it. There's the one which you'll see most of the time. I can't describe them too well. So there's the one you see most of the time, then there's another one, and the other one, irrespective of what it is, will not have a description of what it is. You'll notice it because it's in very old, it's like in Times New Roman font, and the QR code is different that you scan. So you'll know what I mean if you know what I mean, sort of thing. Yeah, so that's the long answer to that. I made a video also prior to this which is you may find helpful. Please let me know if you do, which is the working on Easter one, which is also has a guide on how to load your car efficiently. Maybe that will help, maybe it won't. So I hope I've answered those questions well, both of them, the one about social distancing because of the virus and the one I just said about. So that's the end of this video. Please like and comment and subscribe if you like them. If you have any more questions about the Amazon Flex program, I'd also like to say that my experiences may be completely different from they are in your region. For example, a friend of mine just signed up to Amazon Flex in West London, and she could get work every day if she wants to, because there's not just one logistics centre. I think there's like 4. Then they've also got the Morrison's thing, the Prime Fresh. So there's much more work. I'm hoping, sort of praying, that once the Morrison's thing starts up in a few weeks, then there'll be more work to go around and less people fighting for it. Because although I've lost a section of my pay because of this whole thing, there's the people like the taxi drivers, Uber drivers, like I said earlier about like the self-employed, that are literally waiting until June to get their money. So I think to benefit them and obviously benefit yourself, because you also got to think about yourself in this. You don't know what's going to happen in the coming months. That I'm hoping that with this Morrison's thing, there'll be more work to go around. Fingers crossed. But anyway, everyone have a great day. Enjoy the sun if it's sunny where you are. And yeah, please continue to watch. Thanks, guys.